Greetings, this is Farina Riamantra, and I welcome you to my recap of Critical Role Campaign 3, Saga of the Bell Cells, Episode 71, Mist and Whimsy. Quickly going over their own announcements, and we get to the NordVPN ad where we meet the supposed French world's greatest equine French magician, Twilight Sparkle. Tim and the set runner-up Nordo the Magnificent, who as well as promoting the features for NordVPN, somehow also go into a magic trick contest. Honestly, it's just real. And at the end, they voted, and they vote Twilight Sparkle won. And honestly, I thought Nordo may have done a better one because both of them were just color change things, and you could clearly see how it's done. But anyway, they're also now getting into the new Mortal Kombat game, or new then. When did this come out? I am catching up on this, so September 7th originally, and Mortal Kombat 1 launches, and new merch things, including a Lana dress and a Caduceus Clay kitchen gear. Ad for the first L of Candela Obscura Chapter 2, now on YouTube. I'll get into that stuff eventually, but right now I'll focus on. Right now, I'm just going to be ignoring doing even the four-side dives until I can get up to with the regular episodes. Then I'll catch up with the other stuff. And that's what that Taldori campaign settings reborn is now available on Demi Plane 5e Nexus. About that, it was the intro, and the recap of what happened in previous episodes. None of which we'll get into because you know at this point. I'll start doing an own recap of what happened previously once I'm more caught up, and these videos are now more weekly spaced. And these recaps are weekly spaced. Okay. Oh, real quick, before we get anything else, just go. God's sakes. A while back there was a thing where I have the this was like 2 episodes ago, 2 or 3. Travis and Britt. This is after they got to what you Zephyr, and they found out that Chutney made made most of Owen's toys as a kid. Travis is a meme. No one's, and then the final one, which no one saw, which is no one is pregnant. I'll also be showing you the original fan that Risha had while she was. Well, it was up to her to keep this tradition up, but I can't find it. It just said hi Sam, so just want to get. And now we get to party. The party leaves the portal within the tree Keyleth made for them into a dense cloud bank as far as the eye could see, which isn't that far. Matter of fact, uh, they well they they eventually start picking up signs of the ocean, like the smell of salt air, the sound of waves. They actually cannot see it through the fog, even with Orm with the highest perception and stuff, rolling a natural 20. Also, the in the air there's this smell of like rotten decay, like just like which is just kind of more nature based, like nature stuff dies and decomposes. So there's also a scent of lavender. So uh, they walk toward the town to eventually come upon a cliff. Uh, so over a black pebble beach. After after attempting to contact Kielsen Girona, uh, unsuccessfully, he, oh no, why is that the call one of them spam? Anyway, the Imogen casts fly upon herself and Orm, with Pate joining along as they try to get above the cloud bank. But as they go on, it doesn't. It seems like there's no end until finally they break up over about over 600 feet in the air. This is like essentially this fog bank is almost more like a like land bound cumulonimbus. Below them, it's like a dreamscape. Oh, clouds for the see. Though until in the distance they could see a disruption, and as some gargantuan creature sort of breaks the surface of the clouds, they can only see its shadowy form. After making it, maybe it's just like a Falcor creature or something like that. From that it's those are jokes. There, they are quickly to descend, at least if only just to look less to be less visible to whatever is up there. Uh, the boat keeps moving northward until nightfall. They find where they make a camp, and they see these firefly fly like glows out in the distance, out in the, around them. Mhm. uh, and they're these tiny creatures, winged like fairies and pixies, but kind of humanoid with a toad-like skin and lizard-like bodies. Uh, that seem to have like a mixture of this of like teal body color of teal and fuchsia colors. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Colored skin. They're about an inch tall. Every now and then they hear a low rumbling whooshing sound. I think this actually referred to as less of as the island uh, burping or something like that. As long as sends Pate out scouting, she steps into this indentation in the earth, which, upon on further inspection, is like a footprint that's like 7 feet long, appears to be webbed. By the way, before when she did try to attract the these creatures, by like using infestation to try to like infiltrate firefly lights to make it think there's more. Uh, After discussing their options, Fern uses plant growth to create this like little vine shack for them to sleep in. Then there comes the watches. First is Chetney, who notices more of those tiny creatures and a distant booming noise.
Is on the wind.
Yeah.
Any changes on the wind?
Stop tooting, and maybe the wind did.
Not in particular. You do see some of these kind of glowing entities kind of passing around. At one point, you swear you see two of them kind of stop, kind of glance in, like they've noticed this change in the topography, and then once they kind of clock you seeing them, they dart off and vanish.
Cute. I love them.
Do you?
Supposed to eat wings.
Okay. I just had to check. I had to check.
Wake up, Chet's just gone.
I'm just a skeleton in the
bone.
doorway. Yeah, don't poke the piranha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Other than that, your watch is uneventful.
Anyway, it then goes to Lana, who keeps track of the boom and finds that they come in periods of every 15 to 30 minutes. And notes that there are more the creatures seem to be increasing in number. Creatures, there's big monks, talk monks, maybe they got to early, like for those who weren't like on watch itself, like having extended watches for some of them. Like they mentioned, like how for Laudna who was on one, and maybe a future like Orem, they get basically get all most of what they need back after a short rest. So they can future they have more options for doing watches. Uh, the last watch goes to F.C.G. and notices more and more of these creatures. And he casts Speak with Animals.
Is that communication? Oh, I, can you point? You know.
Oh, wait, he doesn't. He tries to do. Before he casts that, he tries to communicate with them normally.
You're like, can you point in a direction where there's people?
This is before he casts.
Just everywhere. Where's the most
He's the
people? Oh, you're just pointing around randomly, aren't you? Because you don't understand me. How do I know if you know what I'm saying? Okay.
What direction did they point?
They pointed everywhere. How about which direction? Which
went
direction
up, though.
is the real crazy sound that we keep hearing? The whoosh, whoosh. Where's that? Oh, so you do understand. Okay.
Yeah.
So
When they say
people
people
everywhere.
ever, he's talking
Thinking that
about
way.
the other creatures.
I just understood the sound that you did, though.
Okay. How about I'll do with the sound that humans make? Oh, hi, I'm Scott. Oh, hey, what's your name? Hey, hello there. Oh, where's that sound come from?
And he kind of like laughs at your face.
I'm here all night.
About 4 more kind of like
Oh boy.
and attached to the sides of your head. Now they're all just like
So cute.
They're cute.
I'm gonna disassemble him.
You're cute.
We're just waiting until enough of them have
Do I
arrived.
have anything to
No,
give?
mine was.
Then a little bit later,
Yeah. I can detect. I'll detect thoughts and see if I can discern what their thoughts are.
okay. There's and within 30 feet of you, you immediately detect of these smaller mines, probably somewhere in the neighborhood about 40 of them that have gathered on the outside of this tent. And immediately, just the immediate realization of that kind of makes you, well, if you had a sphincter, it'd pucker a little bit.
I can install one.
There you go. That's something to talk about dancing with.
Make sure your O-ring tight.
You just pick one and try and read his thoughts.
Sure. Yeah, the one closest to me.
One closest to you that's like kind of like curling underneath inside the tent.
So I was like, pussy had a sphincter.
That's how it works.
Sorry.
High fantasy, baby. It's a new feature on Pussy. Second.
No.
Got a bottle.
Stop. Drink this. That's okay. I'm waiting for the Mach 3. We'll see what we get.
The nearest one to you, from what you get, it's a sense of excitement and curiosity, as well as kind of protective worry.
Protective worry. Is that one close enough to touch?
It's about 3 or 4 feet from you. You have to move a little bit. You can get there.
Just reach out my hand. It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you.
under your hand.
With touch, I will cast tongues on it. Maybe it can talk if I do that.
Okay.
Can you?
Well, after they cast tongues and. Oh yeah, sorry. That happened after he tried casting speak with animals, but they seem to maybe I don't maybe they're not a beast. Now with tongues, they are able to communicate. And maybe ask what are you uh do you have food as well? When I ask for a name, it's just like it's just me. Yeah, they do not have names. They mainly identify each other by smell, not. And it's hard to just give names to that. So, wait for a second. So and the boom is basically what it's called. It's like a spray cannon. I wouldn't say it's quite like a geyser. More like a you see like on short times like when like sure there's like a little cave but there's like an upper things water rushes through and then gets pushed out the top and it's just like it'll spray. Sort of like a blowhole. When they asked if there's any settlements around, they reveal that there are many like small villages around here, but they're small, not just in like the wretched, but also like these are where these entities live, and they are in the trees, the bushes, and the rocks. Nothing that nothing that those houses can utilize and stuff. Imagine how the party is very noisy. I don't want to bring the smelly one. This thing, which we'll refer to as now as the smelly one, isn't it that it has an odor? It's that it smells. It has a strong sense of smell, and of course can hear too. Uh, and when asked if there's any way they could mask their smell, like the creature reveals how they mask their own smell. Apparently, their bodies are not this combination of fuchsia and teal. They're just fuchsia, but with a teal coating of well, it's best if I let them explain this.
What's that? I don't know if we have enough for the big ones.
Basically, he's gonna give them some of their coating, their special scent coating with the teal scent.
I can give you maybe a bit.
Oh, I'll take it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so
And it
much.
like curls up into your hand.
Oh, that face.
He's not gonna.
And it
shit.
just
No.
fills your palm with a little bit of like teal warm matter.
You shit in your hand. You shit in your hand.
Yeah.
You shit in your hand. Why do things keep shitting on me? It's a little.
Well, it wouldn't mess the sense.
Teal shit.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
I like that he went and got permission to shit in your hand.
I got to make sure I have enough. Well, maybe that means the other ones could shit in our hands.
That just means we have to cover ourselves in our shits.
Thank you so much.
But his size is just like
this. Are there any your village? We don't want to disturb your village or make a ruckus.
Basically, after that, they try to figure out if there's any more traditional species on the humanoid species around. And the picture mentions that there is Torres, a name which was dropped by Keyleth as saying hi. She wanted them to say hi for her and they referred to Torres as the protector. And when asked how they can meet him, they suggest that they attract him by making big fire. Even they conjure a little bit of fire them. They notice that these creatures all seem to have a pyro, sort of pyromaniac test. Like they assume as the fire's lit, they all just stop and stare like in trance. And like if you look around, as they notice that there's approximately like 100 of these little lizard pixie creatures around. Come the morning, F.C.G wakes the others and introduces them to the creatures. Um, mhm. Basically, F.C.G promises them to make a big fire with the rest of the party, whatsoever, but lets them have the rest. Come on, he introduces them. Uh, they thought that the smell could be what that large creature they saw in the clouds, or in the upper the upper fog. But the creature, but they say that the creature is a crawls and is basically indicates as landlocked. They do mention it is large and many-legged, and apparently can change color. There,
Begin to move through the forest.
In your head, you hear Orem. You're a little worried they're gonna just push us right off the cliff.
Oh, I wasn't.
But, good. Well, of course, after all they've been through, some of them are going to be a little suspicious of anything. Anyway, as they go along, they eventually come across a campsite, and Chetney uses his green psychometry to look at and see a vision of the campsite being attacked, like its occupants like pushing each other away as to try to sacrifice each other to make sure they survive. I doubt any of them did. And the creature matches the description and can seemingly use its color change to camouflage itself, of blending into the landscape. And well, that's when F.C.G mentioned the benefits of these creatures. So many clips this episode. So many things I'd rather them explain.
They granted me a little bit of.
Well, there's a lot of them. They could poop on us.
That's what I suggested. They didn't think that maybe they'd need a lot of fiber first. I don't know.
Me, could you poop? Could everyone poop on us? So freaking gross.
It won't be taken out of context or
All
sampled or
of this
used
is
for anything.
Do you think that you
I
group
love
of
playing this game.
We used to be wary.
down
We used to
on
be
us.
wary a few years
Oh, yeah,
back.
they can fly.
Worried about that exact thing, and then
No,
just, no.
it's whatever.
They
Will you
won't
poop
fly.
on us?
I think you're right,
Rain
Fern.
down on us.
They could fly over us and just sort of
Do a drive-by.
just rain
drive-by
down.
pooping.
Nope, not anymore.
Drive-by pooping.
Just
I just have
Method.
just a question. Can you
Okay.
understand me?
Yeah. You want to rain from me?
rain.
Rain from me.
Yes.
I do. I would like. I
Bring
would
the
like.
monsoon.
I would like it.
Rain.
From me.
Wait, how? Just doing my due diligence here. How do we know?
Due diligence.
my double due diligence. How do we know you're not bringing us here to just like give us to this creature?
Oh yeah, you sacrifice.
Like you're not like working or.
Oh, anyway, they send the stuff. It's not, but of course, Laura wants to do an insight check, obviously, which triggers a whisper. We don't actually know what's said in this, though, so. They've identified that the teal excrement may be the source of the lavender scent. That or some moss. Like, it's possible that that is their diet, or that it is their diet, and it's why, and eating it is caused their things to smell like that, or that, or that the moss is actually just dried well. Well, and This next part. Application.
Yeah.
Like we're in county.
They asked.
Here,
All of this.
as
I love it.
They're about to experience the rain from me.
as the orange and purple hues of the morning light diffuse through the beautiful
God.
mists here and the beautiful islands of the shattered teeth. You all stand at the top of this volcanic hillscape, looking up into the sky, clutching each other, as a swirling storm of beautiful, glowing blue, pixie-like reptile creatures swirl around you. Hundreds of them begin to gather and turn and spin. It is this incredible, beautiful array of strange alien nature. Moving as one. And as they curl across,
Oh, that's a lot.
yeah.
Fall to my knees like Shawshank Redemption.
Zoolander in the gas station.
Like, you don't even have knees.
Sometimes I think I should have let that bedroom set kill you all.
It's in my eye.
Oh, God.
It's in my eye.
It does sting. It's a brief deluge, but enough for a topical layer.
SPF.
They all eventually come back down. You can see a bunch of them flying like.
So,
No, they deserve some flame.
Give them some.
And they all immediately.
should we set the...
Yeah, right. Anyway. Whee! This freaking show. They gather out and set up this massive bonfire. And as they light it up that night, you can see like approximately the entire swarm is now like 300 strong, all just staring transfixed at the fire, watching. Then, or master of passive perception notices what seems to be a part of volcanic rock seemingly moving. And that's Chetney, and he gives Chetney a quick warning. There is a scraping noise. And then they can start to pick up what appears to be this very large, hulk, megalithic creature. Like his body like serpentine, reminds me that like serpentine, or maybe that of Komodo dragon. He is about 10 feet away from Chetney. And you can notice its body is the texture of and Chetney gives out a squirrel little squawk like, which quickly draws his attention. A star-shaped patch on his nose starts stuff. It smells and bites Chetney. Break starts. There is the ad for Mortal Kombat 1. The ad for Queen by Midnight. The merch alerts. The Caduceus say Clay kitchenware. The as well as Lana's shirt dress, and dice sets based on Fern, Ashton, and Lana. Also, there the Exquisite Xandra, the official cookbook of Critical Role. Again, I already own this. Ads for their upcoming appearances at various Comic Cons. Excerpt from Force I Kiss It, which I skipped over because I haven't seen that one yet. That's the next one I have to do. Intro of Kindle Obscure Eye for Eye. No, sorry. And anyway, we get to Chetney's to the back to the action, and with Chetney taking a heap load of damage from that. Still up though, and we are now in combat. We have this map, then we'll circle around the circle, massive campfire, and there the creature with Chetney, right before Chetney. I believe the creature actually starts out that massive attack was like a critical hit. Orm leaps off of the rock he's standing on and charges as far as he can go. Then uses Seedling's grasping vine ability to close in the remaining distance between him and to grapple rope himself to grapple hook himself the remaining distance to this creature, the smelly one. And really becomes basic technique to protect him after the massive damage. Imogen summons a Crimson Shot, uses the spell Summon Crimson Shade to summon a Hex Mind Relora. And Laura is pleasantly surprised to find out that the Relora actually has multi-attack. Uh, Chetney tries to do a tactical withdrawal away from the creature. It performing 3 attacks on who kind of hurt but manages to block the second, only for that hit to knock his shield to the side, taking a blow in the stomach. This creature is no joke. F.C.G uses Confusion to force it to move away on its next, create some distance between it and the wounded. And Lana uses hexes it with and then follows up with 2 Eldritch Blast. Ashton enters his probability rage and charges forward, while Fern engages with Scorching Rays. Hmm. They keep on. They hear off in the distance a heavy impact, maybe 500 feet away, and this starts getting this their opponent, this monster's opponent, looking a bit scared. And thanks to Orm's golden attack, it touches on allowing Imogen to hit it with a lightning bolt. And he takes quite a bit of damage, though not near as much because Lana managed to cast silvery barbs to negate a critical hit. Then, but then it is compelled to move. Oh, it's then compelled to move away because of F.C.G. No, sadly the effect ends there. F.C.G. heals Orm real quick, and Lana uses shocking grasp through Pate infestation. Ashton tries to drag Orm to safety in a hollow. Then they hear a long croak, and the air seems to get darker. Before some massive new creature lands right near them. The shockwave and stuff, like the impact causes stones to go through, and like those nearest to it all take a point of damage. And I think that's after succeeding in their saves. So we're talking like something hefty. Um, and when its mouth crack open, and this creature appears to be a form of a. No, hang on. Before I get into that, real quick, images with the real this creature used to be a jetback toad. Oh, with three yellow eyes, one of which is on the back of his head, so it gets like full, like 360-degree views. It mouse appears to be. When it comes to it, there appears to be a glow, and Fern can notice that there is a furnished room in there, like kind of cozy, like grandma's cottage-like place in it.
And like its whole chest puffs outward, and the creature on the side of the hill like shakes, and looks like it's about to shit itself.
Yes. Matthew Mercer.
Or
what
are you doing?
talking about?
That's
We're
about
going in,
this big right
You don't
there.
have a mini
We're
for
going
it?
in.
I don't have a mini that big. I tried to order a massive Halloween toad and it didn't come in time. It was supposed to come today, but
Matt,
that's
we
okay.
have one of those toads at home.
Don't
for
tell
Halloween
him
stuff.
that now.
Remember the
That
black
doesn't
toad?
help anything.
Wait,
Well,
sorry.
It's in the garage.
It is in the garage. In the Halloween bin.
Why?
This is on.
I'm sorry.
use your imagination.
I'm going crazy. I'm imagining.
I'm imagining a toad.
Oh my
in the
God.
Patrick.
No. Here, hand me that Beauregard cup.
Actually, that's kind of dope.
It's a little bit bigger than this.
Hey, now it's a party.
I don't get it. It has
And
a
behold.
straw,
Monster. No, we now.
All right.
Bonus action, second wind. I get back 11 hit points.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay. Okay. I heard something. I don't know what. I walk.
Okay. Orm continues his assault on the stuff. Then also, well, it is described to them. The characters notice, not necessarily the players, because they may miss something, is that while it has like the two massive like frog legs on the back and stuff, it has two like four arms in front, like one on top of the other. And, you can see them right there, and attack is it? Imogen could use a communication to talk to the toad telepathically. It says, and basically asks Tortoise, we were sent by the voice of the Tempest. While it doesn't do any verbal response mentally or out loud, it seems to acknowledge this, confirming that, and also sort of slightly confirming for us that this is in fact the Tortoise that Keyleth spoke of. And tells her to keep safe for a moment. This creature, the smelling one, as it attempts to flee, the creature quickly does a quick jump after it, landing right behind it, and just uses forms to throw and just flip it away. How Matt comes up with this stuff, especially with what's coming in later.
Full movement and dash to would be 90 feet that direction. And it is quite a ways in that direction. I'm not going to reach that far, but we're going to say it's just off to that side. F.C.G, Laudna Ashton, for anything in particular you want to do in this moment?
I just go, Pate, let go! Hail!
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm very specific and I'm doing exactly what you asked me to do.
I know you're such a good boy.
I'm
Come
just
here.
very, what's the word?
Obedient.
I was gonna say
Pliable.
Pliable.
It's just mother.
I was gonna say
a
with.
little dumb. Come here. Yeah.
Just for comedy.
Listening to Imogen, I'm just gonna like cuddle up against this rock and take cover, whatever that means.
The creature, and you can see now that those lizard pixie things are now like swarming around its head in a miniature, maybe like typhoon or spy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's also here that we see the can in reference to the shots he was taking last episode. And then once it returns back to them and opens its mouth, and inside they could get a better look at the furnishings, and they notice that they're sitting in this wooden chair, holding on to this like this hornet thing on the side. Is this turtle humanoid? We would know this as a turtle. Apparently, the local name for them, the race is Galapaz. It's grasping on this handle there, so and they introduce themselves as themselves, and Ash introduces himself as Ashen of the Hishari. She introduces herself, so she is in fact the one they were looking for, Girana, who she identifies as both not just her companion home, but also her guardian. Ashton tells them they're looking for a specific tree, and she invites them inside. I have to say, this whole setup is giving me very big Studio Ghibli vibes. Very big Studio Ghibli. With a little bit of Baba Yaga. And they learn about the smelly one, which is actually known as Madola, Bari Mondolo, a child of the reef servant, and Esquala, who protects the Utu reefs far north of the island. It, it was referred to as just being. She refers to it as just being what they thought as just being a juvenile, like a teenager. Uh, 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 and Girana tells them about the pixie-like creatures they made, the the Dolabos, the Dolabos, the Dolabos. When talking about when they hear about the thing about it being this reef serpent, they asked if maybe it was what they saw in the clouds and stuff, and the images describing it, and she says it's unlikely that it was more likely that it was a cloud jaw, something similar to a sky whale. Oh, it's the reason why, and they're the reason why you don't have sky ships around because they'll eat anything they can get that comes within range, and are just that big. And they dwell within this large expanse of fog known as the Fool's Curtain. Um, Um, she talks about how the formation of the Greens and how the spirits of land there. Like when they asked how old she is, she says she's been roughly like 120 years old. However, because of the keeping of the spirits of land and like how they do something, the way of they have a unique way of keeping time. So for her, her 120 years there for them is would have been over 400 years. She and Chitlin could be are probably around the same age. Okay, I haven't seen Bridge Junction, but I got a feeling that this slowing down time in there is gonna come back to bite them. And like however much time it takes in there, it's probably gonna take me a lot more, far greater amount of time in normal Alexandria. Not that you could call, not that Alexandria really normal to begin with, especially not with the solstice continuing. They keep doing it. They know it's very. This place, by the way, is very humble. Like there's like this blowhole stuff that serves as the chimney for the place. Apparently, um, Tortoise kind of likes it for the heat. They tell Girana about Ashen being the Titan of Blood, and that she reveals she might know something of this shard. And she asks them why they're looking for the tree of apathy. Ev von Travier, and they explain that. And she does talk how a former Graljasari was one of the few survivors of the continent of Dominus. Here's here's after its destruction at the Age of Calamity with the magical energy of the two primordial titans that died at the city of Avalier. Though they don't mention Avalier specifically. How and he mentioned how the survivor this survivor Evan Trevier like took onto himself all the sorrows and loss of calamity. It became the tree, which serves as a window to many realms and even into death itself. It is like the memory of Dominus. It remembers what it was before it was the continent was destroyed, becoming the was now they've been formed the 43 islands that make up the Sharatif archipelago. They tell about how the island, how the tree, more about the tree. It's located on the island of Kalutha. However, the island of Kalutha, like many other islands among the Sharatif, aren't stationary. They drift. Yeah. Maps around here usually don't stay of the Sharatif don't stay active long. Like people constantly have to update the cartographers constantly have to update them. They are giving a bit of a map too. I have an image on this, but I'm just going to show you this because it's much clearer. Which includes like highlights of the islands next to them, showing the shift of the islands. The island they're on there Sla Slaval is also one of the drifting islands. And he talks about there being many, because of the ships and stuff, many people get lost and stuff because of the fog and the shifting islands. There are many wrecks along the coast. Tutney's comes with the idea that he could possibly repair one of the ships so that they could journey to Kalutha. They suggest they could just teleport. That'd be easier, though. Maybe, so they're not sure which one might be safer because they don't know what's out there, and while they could get it, and in the time they have, like they don't know how much. It could take a great time to make repair a ship. They don't. However, with a few exceptions, all the times that they use teleport with their uh, staff of Dark Odyssey, they have taken damage from for getting bounced around, or as I said, nearly ripped to pieces in it. She mentions how by boat it would take 2 or 3 days uh, uh, to get to Kalutha. But they could always but there are other ships traveling through the area. They could flag down one of the Wanderman's assembly ships. While it claims to have some honor and brotherhood, they are kind of a ruthless group. And after some after some time, Josh thinks of another more dangerous option. She pulls out this ornate, slightly cracked compass, revealing to be the lost compass of the dread Captain Novus and stuff, who was a privateer working under the banner of the Wandermen's Assembly. Travis immediately has a reaction. Like Chetney, I think Chetney knows of this already. Something of this Captain Novus. Yes. Apparently, also they learned something about certain compasses here. Well, like since they're on shift and stuff, certain things are not. These compasses are magically made to be drawn to the islands wherever they are, instead of to the general magnetic fields of Exandria. Think a log post from One Piece. Anyway, uh, apparently the Dread Cap was eventually taken out by a ambush by something called the Ascended Host. But because of a dark deal, he said his ship remained afterward as a haunted ship. Yes, they're doomed with ghost ships. Placing the compass in water would immediately stun them, and they think they could perhaps barter somehow passage to Kalutha. Um, Chetney uses his Hunter's Bane as well as his dark. Uh, um, what the frick is it called again? He uses also his it uses his 100 and grim psychometry to have a vision of the captain, this dorm pirate stuff, who we see him raging at the and well during the midst of a sea battle, his last one, as after making certain stuff, he is taken out by a bolt, a crossbow bolt to the head. Though as he falls down, a crooked and evil smile appears on his face in the vision. And even after that vision, the party thinks this might be the best option. Girana warns them to be sure that he warns them not get this, but do mentions that when they get to Launcher, be sure that if they ask any questions, they'll be questions that they want to know the answers to. Ashton does ask more about the Titans who died on Dominus. Roshan, the Flame Emperor, and Komot, the Earth Empress. After which she starts equipping the party with various objects like she did mention how those who had the compass before her mentioned how they had always had the feeling of being constantly chased because of having it. And she provides provisions and stuff. 1 second.
Who would be the?
Oh yes, no. Thank you
There
so
you go.
so much.
So, sending you off with 2 of my best reef moss balms.
Reef musk bombs.
Moss.
That's
like a
balm,
bomb?
as in like a paste or something.
I could do with a wreath moss.
Reef musk bombs.
Moss.
Is that like a donut? What is that? I could do with a wreath moss bomb right now.
2 reef musk bombs.
Reef moss balms. A bottle of slick shimmer oil.
Slick shimmer oil.
Slick shimmer oil.
They do not look like the most delicious, but those kind of greenish yellow bottles, they should help you recover wounds quickly. The balms slowly. They're greater potions of healing.
Okay. So they got the balms for wounds and stuff. Slick shimmer shimmer oils, which makes them harder to hit by certain weapons. I'm guessing maybe perhaps bludgeoning. It also makes it harder to be grappled. Great potions of healing. Also, they get this clear bottle, which they said contains cleansing fire. Like, you throw it at someone, it will do some fire damage, but also cleanse them of certain impurities and stuff. Uh, okay. Hang on. Is this here? F.C.G asked how she helps with healing people and stuff. Because he doesn't feel like he's very good at being a therapist. Maybe just a general. Because he doesn't have that much life experience. So I think he never got. Oh, he's still getting used to the thought of him being a living entity, not some contraption. There. And afterwards, Chitney asked how she managed to stay alive so long, like young and stuff. Or not quite young, but healthy and stuff. And if there's any way he can, he wants to get as much use as he can out of his current body. And she gives him something else.
The wolf requires a high metabolism.
Well. Grabs a small vial off the side of her little like herbalism corner and goes. Puts this into your hand and closes your fingers, and leans in kind of to your ear and goes like, "This is for stamina."
Oh, that's not a. It's not normally something I.
She just pats your hand.
For the fight. For the physical fight.
That's for the fight. I mean, it can be a little bit.
Just give you a weird pill cocktail you can get at 7-Eleven.
Yep.
12-hour energy.
Red line.
Okay.
We never give up on the fight.
Were you there when that happened to me in Texas? No, never mind. I don't know if you were there in Texas when that happened.
Well, if
That stuff, we found that stuff, about what every time she goes to get her something gets knocked over and something to break. Before Lana did a mending help and stuff, and at one point she said, "Well, we could keep helping you stuff if anything." And she just looks at him, drops to the ground, and shows and puts a hand with a ring on it there, and the ring allows her to cast mending. So you guys, and they tell you get the sense that she spends a lot of her time doing this. Well, she needs to keep herself occupied somehow. And she actually offers when they're talking about how long it'll take them to get to the northern shore, and she offers to take them herself with tourists.
Will you point us in the closest direction of the shore?
I could take you there.
Great.
Oh, yeah. I'm
there one?
gonna grab hold some.
Hold tight. There are, and she points out like 7 different handles around the chamber.
How convenient.
That doesn't seem necessary.
I'm going to scoot back to wherever she's sitting and...
You all clutch on.
No.
Torres, to the North Shore! And gives like a pat on one of the walls. And you all hear and feel this.
Go ahead.
He's surfing it.
Subway.
Surfing the subway.
There's this massive jolt. All of you are to like the floor of the furniture, like holding on. Oh! And then it gets lighter.
Oh my god. Oh, the vomit comment.
Up again. The planners are shaking. The third time. She's just going laughing the whole time like Willy Wonka in the tunnel.
Oh my god.
One final impact. And you all kind of take a minute. Your hair thrashed, like a deep breath. You can see bits of furniture have kind of broken and cracked. She kind of stands up a bit.
She does lots of bending.
And adjusts some of the sweat on her face.
There's the furniture like sticking out of my arm.
Jay, you're already bleeding everywhere.
It's okay.
It's becoming a
We'll stay here behind the tree line, and I guess let us know if you need help.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Good luck. Doris.
Like hits the floor.
Anyway. And as they get to reach, Ashley stays around for a moment and asks, "How do you grieve if you don't know what is taking you?" And she recommends to focus on what he's gained. Each joins closes, and they walk through the ocean. And with that, the episode ends. All that's left, and this is an item. I'll admit, this is just a copy of something that already exists in Critical Role. Oh, my homebrew of the thing is the Vox Sanctum. Vox Sanctum is a crystal embedded in an amulet that forms a gateway to a demiplane that can contain a single living creature. The creature takes the form of a 20. The dimension takes the form of a 20 square foot stone room with a workbench and 2 small cabinets within it. Center. On one wall, there is a rectangular window through which the creature contained can view the outside world from the perspective of the amulet. They do not age while in the amulet. If a creature is willing, they can be placed within the Vox Sanctum. Immediately, if they are unwilling, they must succeed in a wisdom saving throw against your wisdom check. If a creature that willingly went into the thing falls unconscious outside within 100 feet of the Vox Sanctum, and there's nothing currently like its previous resident, and there's no current resident of Vox Sanctum, the creature is instantly teleported into the stable and is immediately stabilized and takes a short rest. Oh, by the way, any rest, short or long, that you have within the sanctum, that is not triggered by this feature, like you're knocked out cold, knocked to 0 hit points, and something. If it's anything other than that, you do not get any benefits from that rest. A creature inside Voxen willingly can, if they choose, project their voice outside of the gem. Their voice travels half the distance it would normally would. If an unwilling creature contained within Vox Sanctum attacks the walls with enough force, they can eventually break free and escape, destroying the necklace in the process. All attacks made against the wall have a -10 penalty, and Vox Sanctum's walls have 160 hit points and can be repaired through the Mendring cantrip, restoring 2d6 HP per casting. Creatures that enter Vox Sanctum and willingly can exit with an action or bonus action. For those who haven't realized it, this is an altered uh, form of like a recreation of the Raven Slumber medallion from the first campaign. One originally owned by Purvan's Soul, champion of the Raven Queen, to carry his companion Goldrick. And it's currently what Vexali uses is to carry Trinket around when they do. I made this a long while ago. I think I may have made this one before. This may have been made before campaign 3 started. Stuff. If as far as its versioning, it looks the inside. Main change is the difference in inside. It's has a workspace, so you can spend some time getting stuff ready and stuff, like making potions or stuff, or fixing gear in safety space. The reason why I chose this is because I designed it for a specific character, who was a artificer, who actually I had as a thing would actually have a homunculus he uses as for one of his artificer innovations. Okay, real quick before that phone goes off again. So for some reason, uh, there, uh, uh, uh it's basically more functional version of just the Raven Slumber after all, and that's it for this homebrew. I did do make a few quick new homebrew stuff, so I'm not as lacking as I was before and stuff. I'm currently working on trying to get at least one subclass of for each class. Two. These will include, like as a preview for stuff, the Dragon Bond Warlock, where your patron is like a powerful dragon. More versatility than you think. You get there's a bit of a alteration depending on what dragon you get. However, there's also some things you get are also based on your pack boom. In addition to that, there are also like the archaeologist artificer. Kind of gives a bit of warlock vibe to the artificer. There is uh, the hoplite fighter, uh, circle of evolution druid, the school of arcane zoology wizard. Uh, there is the order of the Nosferatu bloodhunter, a college of the mime bard, a path of the vindictive barbarian, and the Kitsune Kid, and there's also the Kitsune Kin sorcerer. For give a like a for those who are into anime. I don't currently have any plans for clerics because that's gonna be a hard one to think of, like something. That's brief preview. We come to a close. I thank you for joining. This is Free Night Redimension, and I wish you good fortune on the quest of life.